Hi, my name's Linda Kiddle and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm just going to share with you how I do my contacts in my digital planner. This planner is something that I built specifically for myself actually, because I found the paperwork that I wanted to take with me to workshops etc. just became too bulky. So now I have it all in one place and I can share and add and do whatever I want to do whilst I'm out and about. So let's get on then. This is the front. I am using the Simply planner. If you go onto my Etsy shop, you'll see I've got 6 in there, and this one is called the Simply. It's designed and used. I use it on a PDF reader called Zoom Notes. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. If you're a designer, it is definitely the one for you, because you can add and take away and build and do whatever you like all in one place rather than switch between packages. So this is perfect, and I made this in Zoom Notes from scratch, and this is the outcome, and I'm really happy with it. So let's go to contacts and I'll share with you how I use my contacts. So I'm just going to go to the front page. This is the home page, and I'm just going to press A to Z. So here's the A to Z contacts, and I'm going to pretend I'm having a conversation with me. I'm a new client and my name is Kiddle, so I'll go to K. And then on here, all I do is add in all the details that are relevant. It's entirely up to you whether you type or text. I generally have a preference for text because I use a keyboard, but today I haven't got my keyboard. However, I will just type in Kiddle, and then you can see how I play around with it and go from there. So remember, this is a Zoom Notes, it's not Good Notes. However, it's just as easy to use in Good Notes, okay? So Kiddle, and then from here I'm just going to use my pen because it's easier, okay? My company is Handmade by Linda Kiddle, and then obviously you put your telephone number in or your mobile. It's entirely up to you. If you do contact deliveries etc, then put down the address. However, please be aware of GDPR, and this is data protection. If you keep somebody's address and their details, you have to notify them and they have to be able to contact you to say remove it, okay? So be aware of that. GDPR. I don't know how it is in the US or wherever, but in the UK it's really strict. And then email. So over here, let's say I had a telephone call from Linda asking if I could make an order through my next demonstrator order. So I would just put the date, and today's date is 18th of the 9th, and I would put telecon as in telephone conversation. It's up to you what you do for your codes. And then down here under notes I would put TC telecon. So I know that that reference is a telecon. Okay, then over here I literally would just put asked to order DSP, and then obviously the details etc. Okay, now if you have an action in here, I put an A, yeah, order by 26th. 9:20. So A to me means action. It's just something I've been doing for 20 odd years. So you'll learn your own little reference points. So we got TC for telecon, telephone communication, and A for action. Now it's entirely up to you if you're new to it to put a key, and that's an action. Now when I do an action, I then go to my planner and I put the action in once I've devised what I'm going to do. So it's really important that you do that. And once I've put it into my planner and I'm happy with the location and the dates and all the rest of it, I literally just go like that. So that action has been done. All right, so that's how I do that. And basically it's entirely up to you how you do your, I don't know, your key. It's a reference that is helpful for you. So let's say you had an email on the 19th, email asking advice. And it's entirely up to you. Now, I do tend to do cryptic. I'm not really too fussy about detail because it's all about getting the information down so that you've got a reference point or sort of like a prompt when you want to talk to them next. Okay, so then down here under the key, email. So it's all about keeping a communication line and knowing what you discuss. Now, I know over time, you know, life can get busy and you can forget conversations. So this is just basically a little prompt that reminds me what the conversation or what I did for that person the last time I communicated with them. Okay, so what's really important is that you give them a reference code up here, because this reference code, will come in very handy when you have, let's say this person turns out to be one of your team. So your team member, Linda Kiddle, is K1. So if we go to Stampin' Up and we go down to team base, can you see there? We go down to the team base, we can click on there and we put their name, Linda, and its contact reference number, which is K1. Because what happens over time is your contacts, you get multiples, and let's say you have 6 Ks, then obviously there would be K1, K2, K3, and so on. Now it's entirely up to you if you want to add the email address, okay? And then this Stampin' Up team base, basically this is a form of communication. So whenever you do anything with your team, whether it be an email or anything like that, then I colour code. So it's similar, but a little bit different because obviously the gap is smaller. So for this one, let's say I had a telephone conversation, so I would use a colour, let's go for blue for telecom. Okay, so in September, I had a telephone conversation, just so that it's a prompt. Okay, so I know there's been some form of communication during September. Now, I've used this in the past when I've sent out emails and things like that, and it's a reminder to say when, you know, which month I sent out, just an update and a little refresher really, how are you? And then down here on the key, obviously I would put email. And then it's entirely up to you. You can choose any colour you like and alternate. Orange could be telecom, can't it? Yeah. So if you had a telephone conversation with Linda in September, you put your dot. Now, with this team base, we've got a team chat. Now, this was a specific request from my Facebook group where they said, oh, something I do quite a lot is I communicate with my team, and I said, well, would it be helpful to have a general chat? So let's say you're doing something with the whole team and you're bringing them together and you're having a workshop. So what you could do is go to your team chat, and this is for the whole team. So let's say you're working with the team and you do exactly the same. You put the date and you put the reference. So let's say you sent out an email. Don't forget, this is to your team. I don't really have a team. I tend to have customers at this stage because it's a bit early for me and I don't really push it. So let's say you want an email to remind them about workshop on, shall we say, 26th, just because I can. Yeah, so it's all about having a place where you can put your little brain dump and know that you've dealt with it, you know you've discussed it with them, and you know you've shared, and you can just move on. I hope that's helpful. The button up there, although this is like a full spread, all my planners are basically the same sort of layout. So if we go back to contacts, go into home, contacts, and K, and that's it. So if ever I want to have a chat with Linda, then obviously her telephone number and her details are here, but I've got a running commentary. I hope it's helpful. Please feel free to email me or contact me if you'd like some more information. All right, thank you.